Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. Today what I thought we could do is I'm going to go through my four-wheel drive and I'm going to show you everything that I keep in here on a daily basis. So things like equipment, tools, recovery gear, all that sort of stuff. Everything that lives in the four-wheel drive full time. It's definitely not going to be like a definitive list that you should have this or you have to have this. It's just what's in my four-wheel drive. I know I'm missing stuff. There's some things that I'm aware of that I'd like to get. And there's other stuff that I'm sure I just haven't thought of yet. So we'll go through and I'll show you everything. Hopefully it gives you guys some ideas, and if you think of something that I'm missing, you can always just let me know. We'll go from there. Probably start in the back since that's where most of the stuff is, and we'll work our way forwards. If you haven't seen it yet, I've got another video where I go through all the actual mods that I've done to the car so far, and I break down everything in terms of the actual vehicle itself. Today we're just going to go through what's inside, but I'll put a link for the other video if you want to see that. So the way that I've got the back of my four-wheel drive set up, I have a single drawer on the left-hand side, and then I've got this big container which can be removed, and I keep some of the bulkier stuff in there. I keep most of the tools and things in this one. Obviously I've got my fridge, my battery and all that. If you want to see a video where I go through all my electrical setup, I've already made one of those. I'm not going to talk about that stuff today, but I will give you a link to the video. I'll put it somewhere on the screen for you if you want to see the electrical setup. And then on the side here, I have some of the attachments for like the compressor. I've got the compressor hose there, and then I have an extension lead, an Anderson lead there. That allows me to get the power from the front for the compressor. And then I just have this short little bit of garden hose here. And what I do with that is I get my water jerry can and I put it up on the roof rack there, and then I can kind of use it as a bit of a makeshift shower if there's no showers or nowhere to swim wherever I'm camping. So yeah, this is the kind of the main storage drawer. This is where I keep, like I said, most of my tools and stuff. This here is just, it's heavy, but it's a little toolkit that I put together just out of an old ammo can that I had laying around. You just open it up. This has got a lot of my smaller tools and stuff. Sorry if you hear a bit of road noise. I'm actually right next to a road in the national park here, so there's going to be cars driving past. Yeah, this is a lot of the smaller stuff. So I've got a little can of WD-40, some spare hose. I've got tape and oil filter removal tool, just all sorts. There's Allen keys, spanners, screwdrivers, all your sort of basic tools, pliers and stuff as well. Anything that was small enough to fit in the ammo can, I put it in there, and it actually fits really nicely in this drawer. I don't know about other drawers, but the XTM drawer, ammo cans fit perfectly as long as it's not the one with the fridge slider on it, because they're a bit shorter. I also got a little hand hacksaw with some spare blades. They're pretty useful. Then a lot of the other stuff that we've got here is the bigger tools. Alright, now there's a whole bunch of stuff in this drawer, so instead of just sticking the camera in there and slowly going through it, I'm just going to try and quickly show you. This is probably the most used thing. This is my tire deflator. Gets used every time, so I keep that on top where it's easy to access. Tool wise, we've got bolt cutters, because you never know. We have a lumpy, good for smacking stuff. We've got all sorts of levers and screwdrivers and bits and bobs. Got a little hatchet in there. We've got multi-grips, hammer, folding saw. This one's good. Extendable wheel nut remover. Good for when people use rattle guns and they stick your wheel nuts on too tight. Whole bunch of cable ties. Actually, one thing that I don't have in here that I would like is some, what do you call it, tie wire. Just for, yeah, on like sort of running repairs and stuff when you're on the road and you just want to hold something together. Coil compressors or spring compressors. I've got these because I've done a modification to my rear suspension. That means I can't really take the springs out without those, so that's more of a necessity for me, but I'm sure they're handy for other things. This is just for filling up fuel from my jerry can so I don't spill it everywhere. Rags, always good to have rags. Oh yeah, I've got a tyre repair kit. It's kind of designed for a motorbike, but it's got all the stuff that you need in it for car tyres as well. It's just got a bunch of these little things as well, which I'm not sure how much they'd actually inflate a car tyre, but I do have a lot of them. These are actually something I recommend, little valve stems or valve cores, because if you're using one of those tyre deflators and you're taking the valves in and out, or the valve cores in and out, if you damage one or lose one, it's good to have some spares, so I keep a spare pack of them. Got the little sort of Twizzler looking plug things in here as well. They're really handy if you stake a tyre, so good to have a tyre repair kit. We've also got a socket set. It's just a 3/8. I've had this one since I was a teenager. Stanley. It's sort of stood the test of time, so I keep using it. And I've also got some jumper leads. And then the only other thing I keep in here is just some recovery gear, but it's stuff that I don't use as often. This is an attachment for your wheels, so you can use a high lift jack on your wheels. Since I don't have any bar work, it's really the only way I can use the high lift jack. And then I've got just a spare strap and some of these big heavy things, D-loops, D-shackles, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, so that's pretty much the drawer. I'll tidy this mess up and we'll move on to the other container. There we go, all packed away sort of how it was before. I can't really remember how I had it in there, but that is the drawer. Actually, in between the drawer and the other container, what we do have is an umbrella, which is super handy for obvious reasons. And then we got this bad boy, which is my manual chainsaw. I'd love to actually get a battery chainsaw. I just haven't got around to buying one yet, like a Ryobi or something, since I've already got the batteries. Be good to bring one for cutting up firewood, and also if you get something across the track. So this is the other container. This is where I keep some of the bulkier stuff. It just opens up like that, and I keep kind of like, as you can see, just soft bulky stuff in here. The important stuff, got to have your priorities right. Notice that it's in the closest spot to the back door as well, so if there's an emergency, got to think ahead, guys. This is just like a spray jacket, rain jacket. Then we've got, this is my inflatable helium pillow. There's no actual helium in it, it's just an inflatable pillow. Handy though. Yeah, there's lots of stuff in here. We might do what we did before and I'll just pull it all out and show you, make a big mess. Alrighty, let's get started with this stuff. So, you saw some of the recovery gear I had in the other compartment, but this is where I keep my actual snatch strap, and I use this. This is one of those tree saver straps, but I use it on the front of mine. I've got two hooks, so I can set it up as a sort of a bridle strap. But you could also use it to save trees if you want. I just don't have a winch. What do we got? These are handy. Mosquito sticks, little sandalwood sticks, especially in summertime. Mosquitoes everywhere. Actually, at the moment, I keep my tent in here as well, although I am looking to upgrade to a swag, which will be a lot bigger than this. But this is just a Denali Kakadu two-person tent that I keep in here. I've got the King's sidewall for my awning. My awning's not a King's awning, but they fit just the same. I've actually got a Dachi awning, but the King's sidewall was cheaper, and it can act as a front or a side, whereas Dachi you got to choose either or at least that's what I saw on the website. What else we got? Spare belts. Pretty self-explanatory. One of those things that if it breaks in the bush, you're a bit stuffed, so keep a couple of spares and no worries. This is just a little bag I've got for my awning. It's got all the pegs and guy ropes and stuff in there. Keep that nice and handy. This is the Bidgie Barbie. I might actually do a review on this at some point. It's basically just a hot plate you put over the fire, but it's a really cool design. So I might actually do a separate video on that one, but stay tuned for that. Keep my sleeping bag. Another one of those things that I really want to upgrade. I've had this one for a long time. It says -5 comfort. It's definitely not. It's I wouldn't even say it's 0 comfort. It's probably like a +5 comfort. But yeah, I want to get something bigger and more comfy than this. And this is a little compact chair that I have. I actually bring bigger chairs with me when I go camping, but I just leave this little compact one in here so that if I'm out and about somewhere and I need a chair, this one's nice and compact. Just open it up. These are just some King's sandbags for the awning, so if I'm on a beach, just fill these up with sand and attach them to the legs. That's pretty handy. Got an extra tarp here. It's a little, can't remember what you call these, like a basher tarp. There's another name for it, I can't remember. But yeah, just a little Ozcam tarp. I used to use that over my hammock when I was camping. Now I just keep it in here for a spare just in case. And I've got this bag of bits here. It's just got bits and pieces. I've got some tent pegs for when I'm on the beach. I've got some rope and a spare set of spark plugs. I would like to get some more spares, spare CVs and things like that, but I just haven't got around to it yet, and I also haven't been on any really serious trips where I'm a long way away, where I couldn't just get towed out. Sunscreen, and I think that's it. That's everything that's in that container. So again, I'm going to clean up this mess and we'll move forward in the car and I'll show you the other stuff that I've got. Couple more things before I move forward. I've got a little folding bucket, collapsible bucket, and I use that for a few things. I can use that for a wash, if we're by a river or something, but I also will just fill it up with water and leave it by the campfire just in case we need to put the fire out quickly. And then also in here I've just got all different kinds of straps and ocky straps and rope and stuff just for tying things down. Moving forward, we'll go to the back seats. Got a couple of things that I keep in here. Maxx Traxx, they're in a little King's bag in case they get dirty, because I do keep mine inside instead of keeping them on the roof. And they're such an awkward size, Maxx Traxx, that I just kind of lay them across the back seat. I can chuck them in the back, but they don't really fit well. So they live here unless I've got other passengers. Keep some boots down there for when it's muddy and I need to get out and do some recovery or something. I just chuck the boots on. Under my seat, I keep, if I can get it out, not that, that's just a steering lock. I keep one of these. This is the base for the high lift jack. If you're on softer ground, you can use the base for that. I just keep that under there because it stores there nicely. And then on the other side you can just see I've got a 20-litre jerry can that I fill up with water, and then I have some just drinking water down there. I can drink the water in the jerry can too, it's just tap water, but I like to have some good quality filtered water. One more thing that I keep on the other side is just my air compressor. I've actually got it mounted there permanently, and I chopped the lead and I just put a shorter lead with an Anderson on it, so that basically I can either plug it into my battery there, or I can use the extension lead I showed you earlier and run it to the engine bay. That just lives there. Instead of putting it away all the time and storing it, I just keep it mounted permanently. As for what I keep up front, not that much, but mainly the inverter. It's just for charging laptops, cameras, stuff like that. Keep some binoculars in the front, more so for hunting, but handy anyway. A decent torch. It's just one of the Olight Warrior torches. I've got a couple of smaller ones in there as well, but this one's just a nice spotlight for when you're out at night. And the only other real thing would be a little handheld radio. Good for if you need a spot and you just want to give it to your passenger and they can spot you up a hill, or if you're spotting someone else. That's the main stuff that I keep up front. Other than that, pretty standard. Anyway guys, that's going to be it for this video. So yeah, let me know what you thought. Let me know what I've forgotten. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one.